Carl Gustav Jung described archetypes as patterns of behaviors and perception that can be seen in dreams and myths. These patterns of personality come out as symbols or persons, which are called archetypes.
The first archetype is persona. For this archetype, Jung noted that we each have an identity that we wish we can project to others. Persona, which also means mask, refers to a person's personality that is influenced by ideas of social roles in society. In other words, their way of a person wants to be seen is related to their position in society. For example, Hercules started out as a weak man but wanted others to see the hero he thought he could be. So he trained and protected the people, and they saw him now, what he wanted them to see.
Excuse me.
Nice work! Excelente!
It's wonderful.
The shadow archetype is composed of things that we might consider negative. It may contain thoughts and ideas that we do not wish to portray in our persona. These are the elements that we keep inside and do not share because it could lead to shame and exclusion. For example, Scar in Lion King. He is a good example of shadow because he represented the jealousy and envy of his brother's power, which resulted in his betrayal and the usurping of his throne.
Scar! Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
Figure in a circle. This archetype symbolizes what you think is a perfect being. It refers to both the physical and mental talents of a person. One can say it is someone who you aspire to be yourself. An example of this archetype is Bruce Wayne, as he strives to make his city free from crime, using both his perks as himself as Batman.
Anima. This archetype refers to the feminine aspects that a male has. They are usually held back and repressed, but are represented in different ways, usually in the form of empathy and love. Example of this archetype is Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Beast in Beauty and the Beast was scared to show his loving and caring side to Belle, but eventually did, resulting to this transformation back into a man.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. After
Animus. This archetype refers to the masculine aspects that a female has. They are usually held back and repressed, but are represented in different ways, usually in the form of toughness and independence. Example of this archetype is Mulan. She exemplifies what it means to be a strong and independent woman, which shows masculine qualities. She goes as far as to fake being a man and convincing the other soldiers.
Great Mother. This archetype embodies the ideal qualities of a mother figure. She is kind, caring, compassionate, and loving towards others. She's the one you can count on when problems arise. Aunt May from Spider-Man is an example of this. Whenever Peter Parker needs help to know what is right, he always turns to his Aunt May, as she is the ideal mother. Her wisdom and love often lead to Spider-Man saving the day.
But you made a brave move in telling me the truth, and I'm proud of you. And I thank you, and I love you, Peter. So very, very much.
Wise Old Man. This archetype represents the power of peaceful contemplation rather than violence. They often offer guidance and counsel to those who need it. He is usually one with all the answers because of his experience. Example is Alfred Pennyworth from The Dark Knight. Alfred is Batman's voice of reason. Without him, he probably would have made many wrong decisions.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Antihero. This archetype represents those who do the right and wrong without affecting his or her conscience. They could be the hero and the villain at the same time. An example of this is Deadpool. Deadpool is a prime example of an anti-hero because although he saves the people he loves, he does not care for what happens to others.
If looks could kill you, would be an Uzi or a shotgun. Bang!
Oh, hello. I know, right?
Carl Gustav Jung's archetypes can be considered as a basis for many of the fictional heroes and villains we see in media today. These archetypes are a reflection on how we see ourselves and how they have gradually evolved and changed over time.